Hello, Duz. Good to have you on.
All right, mate.
If we start with Friday's game, Chelsea versus Luton.
Yep.
Obviously, Chelsea come away winners, 3-0 win. What did you think about the game?
Well, overall, thought Chelsea, they should be beating Luton at the end of the day. But, dominated, but they should. But then again, they had chances.
Yeah.
Late on, there's a certain few chances. Bit like Barkley back at the bridge. Big point, but bit of a Dele Alli in my opinion.
Yeah, he must be hating it going from... Did he force a move to Chelsea as well, didn't he? Didn't he more or less say, that's where I'm going?
Yeah, he wanted to go, but they'll choose that and then they'll regret it.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was Drinkwater. Was it Drinkwater that done it from Leicester? He forced the move to Chelsea.
I'm not sure if Barkley done it well, to be honest. But not the best of his career decisions, that's for sure.
No. Luton, I think they could break Derby's record for not getting many points. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 0 at this rate. They look so bad.
Yeah, at the end of the day, stadium, team, says it all really. Not being too disrespectful to them, but then again, it's football. You can have a bad game and they can get a result.
Yeah,
probably be at Arsenal.
yeah. Sterling looked good.
Sterling was superb. He was just on the ball that game. The way he skinned the first two, banged it in. Lovely bit of play. But yeah, that was it. Good brace.
Yeah, so he scored 2 and...
He assisted Jackson.
Jackson's, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good goal?
Good goal. Jackson's looking all right. Good. I think he forced the keeper to make a couple of saves from Luton. But it's like one of them. They've got to be beating teams like that. Money they've spent, it's no brainer.
So after the 3 games, what are you thinking of Chelsea? How do you think they'll get on over the season? Over
the season, they'll progress, won't they? They've got Poch. At the end of the day, he's a superb manager. Managed some top teams. Obviously, didn't win nothing with Tottenham, but who's going to win anything with them?
No. So, where do you think they'll finish?
See, at the moment, the way Arsenal have been playing, City probably champions.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably say I don't know. It's going to be a shuffle between Chelsea, Tottenham, United, and Arsenal. Around there. Oh, and you can't forget Liverpool now.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's so hard to... You watch any game this week and you can have to pick it a bunch. You look at Forest, they've had 2 terrible results.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, that's wrong. Two results that have not gone their way against Man United, Arsenal. I can't remember who else they played. I'm talking top 4 sides.
Yeah.
And they play... If Johnson finishes the first one against Arsenal, it's a game-changing goal. Do you know what I mean?
He should have finished that as well. So Saturday's results, Bournemouth versus Spurs. Spurs come away 2-0 winners. Good result for Spurs, and I hate to say it, they look good. They did look really good, the football they were playing. James Maddison.
That was it, Maddison, he played superb.
Yeah.
Snatched himself a goal, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked really good. Did you see what he done with that corner as well?
No.
He got a corner and it was right in front of the Bournemouth fans, and they were shouting abuse at him, saying Southgate's right, you are shit, something along them lines, and they were chanting at him the whole way he was walking over to take the corner. And when he gets the ball, he puts it nowhere near the corner flag, and they all start abusing him, and he looks at them as if to say, I'm only winding you up. I thought it was quality.
Yeah,
great banter.
Bit of wind up.
Yeah.
Another thing from that game, first on, you got to say, Aaron's handball.
Yeah.
It's no brainer. Again.
It wasn't given. Was it given? What's
no,
the one? It wasn't given, was it?
Wasn't given. VAR once again. Farce.
Yeah.
And that's from an Arsenal fan saying Tottenham are robbed of the penalty.
Yeah, I know. I thought exactly the same. Yeah.
It's one of them things that it's got to be done.
That was early on. Yeah, I put Spurs should have had a pen.
Yeah. He assisted Sarr's ball into Maddison's goal. Yeah. Everyone said, scruffy finish. Don't matter how the ball goes in the back of the net. Slid it past him.
Yeah.
Great finish in the end. I know.
Yeah, but the thing is, I watched that in the pub out in Brighton, and they said, what a shit finish. It's not, because if he puts any more on it, it's not going in. And if he puts any less on it, it's not going in. He put the exact right... Professionals, I think he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's put exactly the right amount of power on it to just put it past the keeper and inside the post.
Do you think the keeper does better though? 100%.
I just think it's a really clever finish.
Watch it back. Keeper should do 100% better.
I will. I'll have to.
Wow.
Yeah. Richarlison should have scored. It was really good football. And then he was 1-on-1 with the keeper. He messes around with it, tries recovering by doing this little Cruyff turn into the middle and just completely misses it up. And it was a good Spurs
Yeah,
win
but
as well.
the defender, is it not handball again? Is it? I know it's an unnatural position, but if he doesn't touch out with his arm on the floor.
I think I would have been harsh to give
But
it a
at the end
penalty.
of the day, I don't know what was worse, the ref or Richarlison, to be honest. Both absolutely awful, that game.
He's only on one Premier League goal, isn't he? Since signing for Spurs, one Premier League goal.
It's not good enough for what Spurs need.
No.
They need it. But then again, if you look in the World Cup, scored an overhead kick, look like, you know. But
he's very good for Brazil, isn't he? Very good for Brazil,
Richarlison. It's good for us.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly that.
As I said, Tottenham look very, very good. I think they're playing good football under their new manager. The best they've played probably since Poch. Just going off the first 3 games. If I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be quite happy with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, the Brentford game first off, they did. I watched that 2-2. The first 20 minutes are phenomenal. Then Brentford come back into the game, but they're playing a lot more solid football.
Free flowing football.
People know what they're doing. As such, they're not as lost. But they do need a prolific striker if they want to do anything in the league.
Yeah.
Because how are they going to recover from them 30 goals that Kane hasn't? Who's going to replace that?
Yeah.
But then you're getting players with Kowalewski. He got his goal from the assist from a dodgy. Yeah, great goal, and that's the games you need to win at the end of the day to be up there.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good to see them playing football. Well, it's not, but it is in a football fans' world.
Yeah. Brentford versus Palace finished 1-1. With Brentford, was it their goal? Let me have a look. It was at Sharda, wasn't it?
German Shah, his first ever goal. He cut in top. Yeah, that's it. Top bins, top right. Yeah, class.
It was a great finish.
It was a good goal.
And then the equaliser
was a dodgy slide tackle / dodgy keeping defending.
yeah, but like you said, a goal's a goal, and fair play to Brentford. They're hard to beat, Brentford, aren't they? They are very hard to beat, and I think they'll be in the Prem for a long time. I don't think they're one of them teams that will be up here 2 or 3 years and then go back down. How many years have they been in here already?
Yeah,
since coming up.
And if you look at, you're looking at your Lutons, like you said earlier, Sheffield United. Who else? Everton performing like they are, not scored a goal. It's these teams like Brentford and Palace will be, 12th, 13th, or Brentford could potentially be. Thomas Frank's a great manager.
Yeah.
And with big massive factor, Ivan Toney missing.
Raya gone.
Yeah, Raya gone.
Yet their keeper made an outstanding save Saturday. Unreal save at the front post. Let's go on to Everton Wolves. Speaking of Everton, like you said, they still haven't scored a Premier League goal this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tarkovsky, he should have scored. It was at the back post. Again, Mark Schorndijk said on Match of the Day, it's back post. I know he's a defender, but other people have got to take responsibility for goals. As he said, I shouldn't be so mimicking him. But they haven't got no one.
No.
Calvert-Lewin's looking for new handbags.
Yeah. Everton had a lot of chances, didn't they? A lot of chances. And I know there was a goal, obviously Wolves' goal, but the highlights in that game for me were the saves.
Oh, Sarr.
One from Pickford.
One from the one where he dived to the floor.
Yeah.
But then Sarr from Decore, I think Decore should have done better from his header. He had his head at the floor. Yeah, it's difficult. They say, but he's got to score. Yeah. For me.
Yeah.
You're getting paid all this money. You're a Premiership player. Yeah. You got to be getting the easy. It's a bit similar to Bruno's last week.
Yeah.
Whinges about the result of the handball. Let's put him in the net. It's a different game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. United versus Forest. United win 3-2. Obviously, after going 2-0 down as well.
That was, to be fair, the new striker, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Taiwo Awoniyi.
I've struggled saying that the last 2 weeks on here.
I was practicing. Absolutely rapid.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
But then Rashford made the dodgy header. But why should, like someone mentioned, why would you have your striker back there? And not Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I mean, not just the header. I mean, the header was dodgy. Then when he chased it back, he had a chance to tackle him a couple of times and just sort of didn't.
Does he want to get a straight red?
He could have made a clean tackle, but he just was hesitant.
No, I'll beg to differ on that one.
When it got close to the goal, so obviously he bombed through and he's well fast Awani, whatever his name is. But when it got in the box, he slows down, which gave Rashford a chance to get his legs round. He could have got his legs round.
Does he believe he can make that challenge? I know it sounds
No,
but
but
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Is he going to hook it? Is he going to do a Saliba like last week?
Yeah.
The recovery against Jordan Ayew.
Yeah.
Has he got Ellis lock up? Maybe not. Does he want to risk going 10 men 2-0 down?
Yeah, I think a defender goes for that. I think if it was a defender in Rashford's shoes, he would have gone for
100%, 100%. But I would say star man for United. Probably didn't get enough credit. The ball into Bruno's little cushioned header to Casemiro made it so simple. The ball in for the second goal. I think he crossed it in near post. Rashford did, didn't he? He was brilliant. Other than you can say about the defending, but he's not a defender.
Casemiro's miss. See that cross goal header, 3 yards out when he missed it.
It's good to see.
What I was going to say before we move on, have you noticed how bad the defending is across the whole of the Premier League at the moment? It's noticeable for me. Like, are the attackers just getting better and it's harder to defend against? Is the football changing, meaning it's easier to make mistakes in defence? What is it? Because the defending is terrible in most teams.
Or is it because they've got VAR watching them, so they can't get away with anything anymore?
Yeah.
You can't be tugging anymore. You can't be rustling up.
Elbows.
Roughing them up like as you would. Letting them know early.
But a lot of the goals are just bad positioning. Like, you look at United's goals they conceded, Arsenal's, Liverpool's over this season so far. It's not so much. It's the positioning of the defenders. They're getting caught with a high line, and I was going to go on it later, but I'll bring it up now. Obviously, with the goal Arsenal conceded, it was a bad pass by Saka, but what's Ramsdale doing out there that far? And if you are going to be that far, why are you then running back at goal? Surely, if you're out that far, it's to work as a sweeper.
And literally running like a snake.
Yeah, he didn't run straight, did he?
No, you either cover your near post, which I think you've got to sort of get the angles right, and you've got to sort of make yourself big as a keeper, haven't you? We all know.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to make a stand. Like, they're caught in two minds, and it's exactly the same as the later game. Was it Burnley Villa? It's almost identical.
Yeah.
Almost identical.
Yeah.
Shocking keeping, in my opinion. And to be honest, I said it earlier in the season to you boys, I think Raya's better than Ramsdale. I would have Ramsdale. I know Ramsdale's good, and he was phenomenal for us last year. And there's a lot of uproar about, should you bring another keeper and who's just as good? Yeah, you should. Why not? Because if you want to be Arsenal, you want to be up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, let's get back to the Forest game though. Worrell, it's not a red. In my opinion, I think that's a yellow. I don't think that's a goal scoring opportunity like Van Dijk's.
Yeah.
I don't. But that's, in my opinion, people are going to think.
It was dropping to Fernandes. I think the ball would have.
Yeah, and he pulled. It's a sort of full. Yeah, he pulls on his shorts.
My opinion on that is it's a red, but I don't know if that's because I'm an attacker. But I think if he doesn't get that, Fernandes is through on goal, and you're stopping a clear chance opportunity.
I think it was it Bolly covering?
No, they're all in a bit of a line. I wouldn't say looking at it that there's a defender there covering. There was other defenders about, but I see it as if that ball goes through and lands where it was going, Fernandes is finishing that. So he's stopping a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Yes, it's a red card.
So it's a red card. That's how I saw it.
That's horse of course. That's your opinions. That's
exactly.
So because I'm a defender, we're not very good.
And I'm an attacker.
Exactly that. I'd prefer to not be given.
Right, Arsenal versus Fulham. Good game. Obviously not a great result for us. A great result for Fulham.
Start.
Again, no, but is this not becoming a pattern, us conceding early at home?
Well, when you put in Partey right back, dropping Gabriel, who was solid for 38 games last year, not starting a striker, putting Trossard up top.
I was going to mention all them points, yeah.
I could go, this is going to be the hot topic for me and you because we're both Gooners. So. But I think he has to start Eddie. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, with the form he's on, yes, definitely. It's weird because Trossard had a great pre-season and you think he's going to start the season. He hasn't been. Eddie's done well. But now he's dropped Eddie and brought Trossard in.
How can you drop someone? Like, people were saying the other day, Eddie missed every chance to get to Palace with a little chip. Yeah, don't get me wrong. He missed a chance. The movement to win the penalty.
Yeah.
Everything about the lad, he's just promising.
Yeah.
He's England's under 21's all-time top scorer.
Yeah, but as I've said before, if you're England under 21's top goal scorer, that means you weren't good enough to get into the England first team. Like, you've obviously been at under 21's too long if you've broke that record.
Would you be Harry Kane? Would you get in front of him?
No, I wouldn't. But like, Rooney at that age, he was 16, 17 playing for England, wasn't he? So he's never going to beat the under 21 record. If you've beat the England under 21 record, it means you were never good enough to get in the first team. For me, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I never really looked at it like that.
Yeah,
but it's
he's good and he shouldn't have been dropped. That's the main point. And like you said, I don't buy this. Gabriel isn't playing because Zinchenko isn't fit. Like that, I don't know if you've heard that.
No.
He's not. He's apparently Ben White. Who else was it? Ben White, Saliba, and Tomiyasu, I think, are all better at playing with the ball at their feet. So Gabriel isn't playing at the moment because Zinchenko isn't next to him. Something along them lines.
That's irrelevant.
Imagine being Gabriel and not playing because another player isn't fit. Imagine that. Like, I can't play until he's fit. I'll just sit here and wait, shall I?
Right, yeah.
Surely that ain't right.
Is he fit yet?
Surely that ain't right.
No, it's not. No, I totally disagree because, like I said late on, you need a defender. Like, Partey right, I just don't agree with Partey right back. I don't agree with Havertz starting and not earning his place when you got Smith Rowe, Trossard, all these boys. Like,
that are better than him. Both them players you just named are better than him.
I remember when I said Smith Rowe and everyone laughed at me. Do you remember that 5 years ago?
I love Smith Rowe, but I think I said it maybe on the first podcast. He needs to have a good season this season. Otherwise, I would unload him. I would unload him because he is injury prone. But he's so good when he is fit. But then we used to say that about Jack Wilshere, and then he was always unfit. Like, how long do you keep players like that are always getting injured?
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, back to the game. Saka, was it before half time? Missed the header when we was 1-0 down.
Yeah.
Another one of them chances, like Takura said earlier. I know he's not prolific with his head, he's a small guy, but I think you got to score it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. You got to score. It changes the game. But I put possession don't win games. Strikers do.
We know that as Arsenal fans.
That's it. What was it? It was 90% up until 20 minutes. Then they got more into it, 70-30, something like that. Bassey got his red card. We took control.
What do you think about our second goal? Obviously, they had a player down, didn't they? That was keeping everyone on because he was.
What are we taught from the early age? Play to the ref's whistle.
Yeah.
That's the basics. It's not our fault. The ref didn't pull up. He could have pulled up at any time.
And it's not one. Sometimes you watch football and you're like, should have put the ball out. I didn't feel like that with that.
No, it's not that. It's at the end of the day, like, you haven't got to any more. That's the rules of the game. So and at the end of the day, at the end of the season, if that wins you 3 points and wins you the league, would you look back and go, "Oh, we should never put the ball out"?
Not a chance.
Do you know what I mean? If we win by 1 point this season,
yeah, exactly.
Are you going to come back to me and go, "Oh, we should have put the ball out"? Though? No, play to the rest.
Cheaters never prosper.
That's true. That's why I probably finished sixth. But yeah, but then I think who've done really well when they come on, Fabio Vieira.
I was going to mention him because I've been a harsh critic of him, but he played so good.
You're a harsh critic of every.
No, I'm not. But Vieira done really well when he come on.
Yeah,
he actually won the penalty, didn't he?
Yeah, he beat him down the left. But that's why this is why I've dropped Martinelli on the left wing, because the other day he's running into the penalty box, but back in, run around them into that danger zone to cut back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think you're in more danger of them situations. If you're coming back going across the 18-yard box, one, you'll take, like, if you look at the goal I said, what Rashford done, you said Ericsson, near post.
Yeah.
There's been a few examples of
Nottingham Forest against us, was it first game of the season?
Yeah.
Their goal, he ran down the left, and then the striker ran across the front.
And there was a few opportunities, I believe, Trossard and Havertz. Both didn't get into that 6 yard. Eddie comes on. What is he doing? He's in that position.
Yeah,
and it's not
striker's instinct.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me kissing Eddie, but like, you know, I just think you need to be in their position.
Why do you think? Why do you think he dropped Eddie? What do you think his reason is? Because for us, there isn't one.
I can't give it, and I don't. At the moment, like.
Why is he playing Partey right back?
You're on a seesaw with Arteta. You love him.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Marmite. You love him and hate him.
Yeah.
He's playing Havertz every game, and you've got these other boys, and it's like he's doing great. Don't get me wrong, but then putting Partey right back.
Why is he doing that?
I don't agree with it. I would always start. I know Ben White. I think Ben White and Saka are like.
Last season they were mustard together, weren't they?
That's it.
Down that right hand side. I've also read about Partey playing right back that it's because he doesn't want to get so used to Rice and Partey together, then he's going off to African Cup of Nations.
Irrelevant. Use your best 11.
I'm with you. I agree. I'm just
use
saying.
Use your best 11. And if that's the case, when's African Cup of Nations?
January, isn't it?
January, right? So you've got
5 months,
August, September, November. Yeah. So you got and to blend Havertz in. You've got all the boys that can come.
Yeah, Odegaard's there.
That's it. And other than
that, that's the point. Because we'll be losing. I know he doesn't play much. El Neni as well.
Oh, the Egyptian god.
I'm just saying that's 2 centimetres gone to African Cup of Nations. Yeah. But then think about that in a transfer window. Don't play Partey right back. Buy another centre mid.
Yeah, exactly that.
That ain't African.
I'm not being funny. You look at I don't know if Bassuma's Africa well wrong, but look what they're doing. The improvements they're putting them where they need them as Tottenham.
Yeah.
Rivals are putting them where we need them. We signed Kai Havertz 70 mil. Did we need him? Maybe not. If we
it was a weird one, wasn't it?
It's a strange one. Like, I've been backing him, as you know. Everyone's been laughing at me because you need to manifest these things, you know. Believe or it don't happen. But
I think dropping him might help him.
Who, Havertz?
You can't just keep playing him hoping he comes good. Drop him and that might wake him up.
Yeah, well, I'm not being funny. There was a situation where he got the ball, could have turned, had 15 yards of space, played it back, lost the ball. And look at there's frustration. There's frustration with Rice. There's frustration with everyone. Like I remember under Emery, that was our worst thing. Xhaka was deadly for it, and exactly I said he was going to be better than Xhaka this year.
Yeah.
Ironically, and he does a Xhaka in his worst. You know,
could go forward, goes back.
Yeah, and this is what Arsenal's about going forward. But we should really probably not stop talking about Arsenal and maybe talk a bit about Fulham because they were good. Paulino, phenomenal.
Yeah,
he was the one that pressured Saka early on, conceded. At the end of the day, we need to be. But everyone's forgetting how well Fulham did this last year. Everyone's saying like we should walk all over them. Yeah, just because we're at home.
I wouldn't say walk all over them, but they're teams you should be beating at home at least. And the way the game was going, we was 1-0 down, we went 2-1 up, we were cruising, they had a player sent off. You shouldn't be losing from that. It feels like a loss. That not when,
but then I thought when Zinni come on these sort of fighters, he always went like the other day against Palace. Keeps the ball. Every one of them subs he made against Palace had 100% success. Yeah. And that's a stat. Like that's how you see a game out. Yeah, you got it a little bit wrong. We've got to, but we've got. I don't like this. I think we've got to switch up from this right back business pretty sharply. Yeah.
Do you think he's trying to? Do you think Arteta's trying to be too clever?
Yeah, just play. Look what we got last year with the players we got. So don't overcomplicate it. Yeah, have Kai Havertz on the bench to bring on in the 60th minute. When someone's a bit tired. When Partey's tired. Because Partey's getting old now. Isn't he? 29, 30? Roughly, something like that. Yeah, bring him on for Partey. And go a bit more attacking. Maybe like stretch him a little bit more. But I don't know.
So would you swap Ramsdale for Raya next week if we got...
After do that snake? It's a bit harsh.
You've got United. Would you start Raya?
No, you can't do it You can't do it like that. Would you?
I'm thinking it's international break after.
But then he made a good save at the end of the game. So everyone's forgetting that. You always remember the worst, don't you?
Yeah.
But
Fulham's second goal, obviously late on, I think it was 86 minutes, something like that, from a corner. He literally just ran wherever he wanted. Saka fell asleep. Didn't
Saka should have defended.
Yeah.
I want to say it out loud. Saka was to blame.
100%.
They're saying about Rice, but Saka's there.
No, when you watch that, first thing you see is Saka just don't do anything, does he?
And that's it. You're switching off, and as a ex left back, so right way, I think he should be doing all right. But it's one of them. It's done now.
It shows how punishing the Premier League can be. Switch off for 2 seconds, bang, goal.
Yeah,
Fulham 2-2.
You can't underestimate anyone.
No. Brighton West Ham. I was in Brighton. I'm going to mention it. I've been mentioning it all weekend. I had my hair cut by the person who cuts the manager's hair. Brighton's manager. That is true. You showing me pictures, videos.
It must be dodgy because you still got your hat on.
Yeah. No, I just haven't done it, to be fair. But Brighton were buzzing. They were obsessed with him. Everyone in Brighton I was talking to, the barber, people in the pub, everyone. The town's buzzing. They're loving it. Obviously, I know they didn't win. In fact, it's the first time West Ham have ever beaten Brighton in the Premier League.
Yeah, they lost 4-0 last year.
Yeah.
Same place.
Mm.
But I think on a different day with Areola having a bad game, it could have been a very different result. But you look at the Antonio finding a bit of form. They've signed Ward-Prowse for £30 million.
Yeah.
I think that's an absolute steal.
See, I don't. Well, obviously, it's proving me wrong at the moment, but I just feel.
What if it's waiting goal in set pieces? Sorry to interrupt.
Well, I was going to say that, and the reason I say it, and I've mentioned it before on the podcast, is I always rated Ward-Prowse, but I'm going to be honest, it was probably because of the free kicks he scores. And someone said to me, they went, he's not that great. If you watch him, he don't do much. It's just his free kicks you remember. So I went out my way to watch him, and I was like, yeah, you're right, actually. But he was in a poor Southampton team. He's looking quality.
Then goes and scores the opener this week.
He's looking absolutely quality.
Yeah,
and I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong, and I think I am wrong with him. Talking about me being wrong with West Ham, I'm going to owe someone £100. I thought it was £50. Joe D'Lo, I bet £100 that West Ham would get relegated. It was more to get in his head, but it's cost me £100.
What about, do you think Paqueta in the box, is it a penalty? I say yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a pen.
Mm.
I think, and he loves a yellow card because he loves a bit of side betting, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
Last week gets one straight away as well. It's just, it's quite good. I might bet on it next week anyway. And I'll tell you who was good. Got really unlucky. Like I said, Areola was outstanding. Evan Ferguson made a few good opportunities. And the keeper saved them. But he's like creating them opportunities for Brighton. He was really unlucky.
His quick feet and turn didn't end a goal, but if that would have been a goal, that would have been class.
And they were good. Do you know what I mean? He's in the right place at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
Jared Bowen's goal.
What a touch.
Brilliant. Ball over the top was quite well. Yeah, what a ball. And to finish that, to bring it down and finish it, that's natural. That's naturally gifted. That was a great
But he also missed another opportunity that was... But then again, like we're saying it like, oh, you missed an opportunity, oh, you should be punished for it. It's football, it's pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being funny, like me and you have never been in that sort of situation. Do you know what I mean? We've been up Sunday League and still missed them.
Yeah.
But, but this what I'm saying is they were good. West Ham were brilliant.
Yeah, they were.
But Brighton were good as well. But they just finished their chances. And that's exactly what I think this is going to be one of like... But the only thing with the bottom 3 or 4... There is some teams that you can really not see doing.
I was going to say, there's quite a gulf in the bad teams and then the rest of the league.
The rest of the league, yeah. It's like, I don't know. You can say like Spurs, Luton.
I think Luton are going down. I think Everton need to back their ideas up. Like I said, they haven't scored a goal all season. I know it's only 3 games in, but to not have scored.
And conceded 4. How many have they conceded? They conceded a few. I'm sure they conceded. I think it's 5 in the first 2 games.
They're actually bottom of the league.
What's the goal difference?
Why is that? Oh, they've played 3, and Luton have only played 2. And Everton are bottom with -6 goal difference.
There you go. And if this is what I mean, this is exactly a prime example of West Ham finishing their chances. Jared Bowen.
So how come? Why is that then? Why have Burnley and Luton only played 2?
Well, they're probably playing on Monday, Wednesday, spoiling themselves somewhere.
The bottom 3 are Everton, then Luton, then Burnley. But then Sheffield United are also on 0. The bottom 4 are all on 0. And then Bournemouth have just got the 1 point. I mean, the top of the league, City, they're the only team with a 100% record.
I think that's the standard of the way everyone's been playing. Yeah, you can say Tottenham.
Who've they played, Man City?
Man City, they opened with Burnley, didn't they? Burnley played quite well on the Friday evening. And then who else did City beat? Who did City beat last week? They look all right.
Let's have a look.
I can't think right now. It's off the top of my head.
They beat... Oh, was it Friday? Burnley?
Burnley first for 4-1 because Haaland scored a bracing, ridiculous amount of time.
Yes, and then Newcastle they beat 1-0.
There you go. And not being funny, that was a hard game for them.
Mm.
But again, I spoke to Newcastle fans last week, and I also heard Matt on the podcast last week. Like, you can't be disappointed. I don't care who you are. Like, there's not many sides. I don't think there is a side in the league that can compete with them. Really. Like, we
I agree.
get close.
They're a different breed. Like before the season kicked off, I said City will win the league again.
Well, it's all good, anyone saying. But then you look at the promising players that Chelsea brought in. They should be competing. They've got the squad depth.
But they're all new players.
Yeah, I totally agree. But if once they bonded, like you look now that Chelsea get results, this is what I'm saying. Like, we're playing bad, but then we can find some form. But this is what's going to be beautiful about this season, because there's so many of them teams that can score them goals, like we said about Fulham late on. Someone switches off for a minute. It can happen to anyone, you know. But then these players, Pep don't have any players that switch off. And sadly, for us, it's one of our best players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sunday's fixtures was Newcastle versus Liverpool. Let's talk about Trent, because he got a yellow card, which for me was never a yellow card. He got fouled. He should have got the free kick. He got pushed off the pitch, basically. Straight away to free kick. He didn't get it. He threw the ball away. I wouldn't say he threw it aggressively. He almost just threw it back on the pitch, didn't he?
Towards it, like, that's not
where the free kick would be taken. He sort of threw the ball to where the free kick would be taken. Got booked for it. I think the ref needs to use his common sense there a little bit. I know the new rule is if you kick the ball away, it's a booking.
He did not kick the ball away. He's rolled it towards the pitch. He hasn't.
Yeah.
It's not like you've kicked it to the corner flag or.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a yellow card for starters.
I agree.
And then straight after,
he should have been booked.
Similar incident to our mate Tommy Asu last week.
Yeah,
that's a yellow card.
It's a yellow card all day.
So he should be sent off.
Do you think it's because the ref knows the first yellow shouldn't have been a yellow?
Irrelevant.
No, I know, but do you think the ref's got that in his head?
We know what they've been doing at the moment. They will cover each other. It's a bit. I can't at the moment. Referees, if I go there, I think it's ruining the game. At the moment, like, not ruining the game, but these are professionals. Like, we all know the rules.
Yeah,
that's a yellow card. He's passed him. Like, that's a foul. That's a yellow card. It's one of them dirty ones. You know, it's a yellow card. Take one for the team because we're breaking. At the end of the day, they've got to be more thorough with their decisions.
But this is why I think he didn't book him, because I think he knew the first one wasn't a yellow.
Yeah,
that definitely played a part in his decision making and not giving him that yellow, because it's a yellow all day.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's 100% yellow.
Where did I go with that? So then Trent had a busy day, really. Trent miscontrol, puts Gordon through, and Gordon scores.
Well, I did write down. It was like he had already been sent off for that touch.
yeah.
It was horrific. And for people to say he's world class,
who?
He's passing. Well,
Trent? No way is he world class.
You look at them little Liverpool fans.
No, they say he is. He's not world class. Is there a world class right back out there at the moment that you'd put in a world class bracket? I can't name one in the world at the moment.
There's no.
Not that I can think of. You used to have them, didn't you? But not anymore. Van Dijk, red card.
Straight red.
No question.
I can't see. Carragher mentioned it on Match Today, saying it wasn't. I think that's a total bias. Anyone seeing that, and if you're a defender, midfielder, striker, I don't know. I personally, yes, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sloppy challenge.
It's clumsy.
Yeah.
And it's quite surprising of a player of his experience that he's done that.
But he's falling off, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
That's not disrespect to the
No,
player.
he is.
He's a great defender, but he's past his prime.
Do you not think Pickford ruined him? I said this last week. Since he snapped him, he has not been the same player. He was out for a long time when he Van Dijk after that.
That's part of your problem. You get these injuries and you never come back from them.
No. This is what I'm worried about Timber. ACLs are very hard. They normally happen again, don't they?
Oh, well, I only know it through friends. And they
keep doing it, don't they?
And they go, yeah.
Yeah.
And they come back for one game. I've seen it five-a-side. I can't remember the lad's name. One thing twisted in, 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's screaming on the floor. Like, no one I even said it, no one touched him. I'm like, my leg's going to get out of work 6 weeks.
Yeah, but you say that. Was it on 3G?
Yeah.
That's why. I've had this argument with so many people. 3G pitches are not the way forward for me. Good old fashioned grass. Like when I run the Camden, one pre-season, I lost my goalkeeper Rudy, my centre back Alfie Cullen, centre mid Jake Regan, and my striker Mitchell Knight. All knees. Rudy might have been his ankle, but it might have been his knee. But my centre back, centre mid, striker, all done ACLs, all on 3G. It's not a coincidence. And it's where the boot
Twists.
grips, the knee twists, but the foot stays planted.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
100%. And I'd love to see the stats of ACL injuries since 3G pitches have become.
You've got to wear Astros in, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I just don't like playing on it, to be quite honest. Anyway, back to the results. So what was the other side?
No, it was on Liverpool.
Oh yeah,
Liverpool.
sorry,
We haven't finished there.
No, we haven't.
We
Sorry.
forgot. Because obviously Gordon scores.
Yeah.
Great finish.
Yeah.
From that awful thing.
Yeah.
And then Alisson makes that save.
What a save. Unreal. You don't see many saves like that nowadays, do you? We've had a few this weekend, but what a fucking save that was.
Like a bat out of hell.
Wasn't it? It was a great strike from Almiron.
Honestly. Yeah, and he'd done a couple, to be fair to the lad, but that's the sort of goalkeeper, because people and ah against Edison or Alisson. For me, shot stopping, I'm going to go. Because people are going to choose Edison because of distribution. But a goalkeeper is a goalkeeper in my eyes.
Alisson gets in front of Edison for Brazil, doesn't he? Alisson's number one.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That says it all. At the end of the day, yeah, it's great having a goalkeeper that can pass out, kick, but he's there to
What's
do
their
it.
job? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it at the end of the day.
Mm.
And another thing, Newcastle at the end, was it late on, Harvey Barnes threw on goal on the left.
Should have squared it.
Should have squared it. Greedy, like not greedy, I don't know, yeah, greedy, yeah, but too
probably
slow.
Confident. He scored last week. He was probably thinking, I'm scoring this.
But I said this to you earlier, we watched a few things. Like I said, that's what I said, like, you know, go, you want to score. If you're an attacker, you want to score, but if you want to win games, you've got to square it.
But do you feel, we'll never know the answer to this, but do you feel if he hadn't scored last week, he probably would have squared it? Because he scored last week, he's probably thinking, yeah, he's confident.
Yeah,
you can't blame him.
But no. When when the pass is on, it's irrelevant. When there's not a defender there and you can square it to tap a goal, you're a team. There's no iron team.
Yeah,
and I don't agree with that too much.
Wise words.
Many thanks.
No, Nunes scored a brace to win them the game in the end. After that Alisson save, like you said, that wins your games. That save.
Yeah, but identical. Well, not identical. Very similar finishes.
Yeah,
but like I thought, like last year, my brother's a Liverpool fan. You know, mugging him off. You got to, haven't you? You got to wind people up for the price you're paying. And then he comes off the bench, scores a brace like that, wins you the game. But like I say, should never have happened with the situation with Harvey Barnes at the end of that. But it don't matter. That didn't happen, and he did score them goals, and they did win the game. And fair play to him. But
did you not watch that game and just think Newcastle could have absolutely buried them?
Well,
couldn't they?
Considering Liverpool should have 9 men as well. I know the false we're going in the yellow card, but should be sent off. Virgil straight, but obviously it's always the events would have changed. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it's a red card, 2 red cards. There's 9 men. No, that Liverpool team are not beating 11 men with that Newcastle team. I don't give a shit. No chance. No chance. Like Newcastle are playing. Eddie Howe's got them playing football. Yeah, and Liverpool are aging. They're getting some Endo in, another 130. But people are judging these older players. But maturity is sometimes what you need. Yeah, 100%. You're putting all this weight on these young players. You're slapping Casido 115 mil. You pay 30 mil for Endo. He has if you look at last week, who has a better game? It don't matter what you put. It's your mentality and what you drilled into you. Yeah. Who said it? You can't win the league with kids. Who was it? Was it Graham? Maybe was it?
What?
No, someone said it against me. Yeah, no, someone said that.
It might have been Ferguson or Graham Souness, one of them two.
Someone. Can't ludicrous though, but
you need older players in there.
You have to. You have to have someone to pull them, because you know when you're 21 and that your balls are still growing. You still think you're a bit of a hothead. Do you know what I mean? I'm the bollocks. No, you're not. You need your Roy Keanes in there to say, "Shut up, you little fucking idiot." Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. Like, you need to switch on. I'll tell you a good example. Don't really watch La Liga, but Bellingham done it with Vinicius Junior.
Right. Okay.
You come up to him this week, switch on. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, switch on. It's not about. It's about that mental ability.
They're both young, aren't they?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, but that's a 20-year-old telling someone that's a leader.
Yeah.
That's someone who isn't ego.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
And if anyone's got a right to have one, it's probably Bellingham, like,
yeah.
isn't it? Really?
Yeah, because everyone bangs on about Vinny being this, Vinny being that, but the first 2 seasons didn't do shit.
Mm.
But like, you know, these players are young; they've got a lot of weight in their shoulders. They're playing for big teams, big money. They're earning these wages, and then you've got all the crowd on your back.
Yeah.
It can't be easy.
No. Going back to Núñez, obviously he come on and scored the brace, won Liverpool the game. What's your opinions on him? Generally. Not that game, just generally.
Generally, yeah, he's improving. He's got, but he has to for the price. But that's not his fault. The price tag. But he's a great striker. Obviously, you've seen it. If you watch him, he's a goal scorer. He's played. This is what annoys me about people saying about Eddie, about Núñez, about you can list hundreds of strikers. Yeah, they don't always score, but the form's a real. What is it? They say class is permanent, form is temporary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you've got to like.
Back in the day, I mean, Dennis Bergkamp when he signed for Arsenal, he didn't score for ages, and the papers were what a waste of money, blah blah blah. Then look what he became.
Exactly. Yeah.
Although, did you see what Jordan Weiss said?
Don't get me started.
Did you see what he said?
No, don't.
He said he was here a couple of Sundays ago, and obviously I've got a signed picture of Dennis Bergkamp there, and he went, he is the most overrated number 10 in history, or one of the most overrated number 10s. What are you going to say? What are you going to say about that?
I'm actually speechless. And you said don't do one-word answers. You asked me not to do that. But this is the only reason, because if anyone, I'll see what you wrote. And I'll see the comments underneath from Spurs fans as well.
Backing us.
Yeah. If you didn't know, that man's a wizard.
Yeah.
Look at that touch. There's no one like him.
That's what he says, though. He said he'll always be remembered for his highlights reel. Like his goal against Newcastle, that's all he'll be remembered by. He's not a great number 10, is what he said.
Okay. Not his volleys. Okay. That's fair enough. It's his opinions, and obviously.
Do you think that's why no one likes Spurs? Because of people like him?
That's just why no one likes Wisey. No, really joking. But no, it's one of them. Like he was phenomenal, and to be honest, I was just about to say, everyone says Thierry. The reason I love Arsenal is Dennis Bergkamp.
Same as me. I've always said that.
I want to say that out loud.
Yeah, I had growing up. I had a DVD. Thierry Henry was one side and Bergkamp was the other side. 100 goals for Arsenal, 100 Premier League goals for Arsenal, and I watched Bergkamp's all the time. I watched Henry's every now and then, but Bergkamp's I watch all the time. Yeah. It was brilliant.
I had the Invincibles DVD.
Nice.
Nice 12 draws.
Yeah, but we drew quite a lot after we won the league, which I don't think that gets spoken about enough. Like, we won the league pretty early, with not a lot of points though, which is weird, but we won it early. I think we had 5 or 6 games left. And to win the league and then still go unbeaten after that is very difficult. Because a lot of players would have gone, we've won the league, what does it matter?
Ferguson. No, is it Ferguson? He said it's a number. He says that's the Champions League in itself. Like not Champions League.
He said it's the best ever achievement, isn't he?
I think. Well, yeah, it is. Let's have it right. Yeah, fair enough. You can win the Champions League, you can win the treble, but going unbeaten, you haven't lost a single game.
So you think that's better than the treble?
Nah, I'll take the treble. Give me the treble.
Yeah.
But, nah.
But then City have just done it.
Yeah, we've done it.
So it's been done again.
Yeah,
what we've done hasn't been done before.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
In the Premier League. Right, back to the results. Burnley versus Villa.
Yeah.
Villa won 3-1. They look good as well, Villa.
Yeah.
Matty Cash with a brace.
Polish power, mate. He was good. Watkins, he cut it back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Cash tapped that one in. And then you had the new signing, Musa Diaby, absolutely firing, to be fair. Yeah. Lovely little 1-2 with Cash, and then Cash, mate, I don't know whether it's right back or up front. We're talking about
get up and down, doesn't he?
We're talking about strikers, and then he goes and does that. Like that's the sort of people you need to get you through them games. This is what I'm saying about
if your strikers aren't quite on it, they make up for it. Yeah.
Exactly what Dyche, that I'm referring back to earlier. What Dyche said: if they're not doing it, you've got to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You're a fucking team. Yeah. You've got to be banging them in. I don't care if one player's having an off game. You can, but you can. Your striker can make that gap. Your striker can make that opportunity for someone else to take that chance.
Yeah.
And that was a fine example. And Emery's doing brilliant with them. But it's a strange one because didn't they get a dodgy result last week? They didn't really come out with the signings they've made. They've got a great side in that. And then you've got...
They won 4-0 last week.
Did they?
You on about Villa?
Was it the week?
They beat Everton 4-0. They got beaten by Newcastle, didn't they, the week before?
Oh, yeah, you can't read.
Got smashed by Newcastle, didn't
That
they?
was it, smashed. There you go. But
5-1.
Because everyone thought they were going to come out at least get a half chance. I do apologise. Got a bit mixed up. But yeah, and then you had Burnley's goal. You had that...
Foster.
Good
goal. Great turn, strength.
Body, big number 17 or 7. Yeah, something like that. It was good. It was good. And then you thought it was really bad keeping, didn't you?
No, I did when I first saw it. I thought that's really bad goalkeeping. But then when you watch it slowly, I think he's going to save it actually, and then it takes a slight deflection that takes it away from him and makes it look better in quick time. And then Sheffield United versus City.
You forgot something in that game.
What happened in that game?
Luis Rubiales assisting Luis Rubiales.
Yeah.
3-1.
Yeah, you spoke about that 30 seconds ago.
No, was it? Did I?
Yeah.
No, not Luke. No, that was the 1-2 with Cash.
Oh, was it?
That's why I said Derby's like super. Like, I said replacement, but I meant earlier. We was talking about he'd be a backup for Osaka. Like Musa Diaby's a good player, and this is the players. This is what I'm saying about the Prem. You're getting players like this coming into all these little smaller squads. Not as well, you can say that about Villa, but if you look at their trophies, they're so different. I mean, 32 trophies, they're one of the highest in England. Do you know what I mean? I never knew that till the other day. Like, it shocked me. And then, Luca Digne sets up Diaby, 3-1. It's all up for grabs. It's only early and no one...
It's a very open Premier League this year.
Everyone goes, who do you think's your top 4? I don't fucking know. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's get halfway through the season and we might have a ball rolling. But you've got Man United who can come out of form like that. You can have Arsenal, I think, have probably been the worst starters out of the most... What?
I don't think we have. I mean,
no, I'm talking about the big sides. I think Tottenham have been good, football-wise.
Yeah.
I think United are shocking, but they're getting results.
I think United have been the slowest starters out of the, what would you call, the top teams. I mean, I thought United were going to come out flying this season, and they just haven't. Spurs are playing well. City are obviously City. They haven't had a real test, though, have they? Would you say? Like even Newcastle, it was at home. Like you expect them to beat Newcastle at home.
But didn't they say like was it last year, year before, City at home, ropey at first?
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, they're finding this.
I think their first 3 opening games, you expect City to win all them.
Yeah, but
if Newcastle was away,
would you not expect Arsenal?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, who have we played? We played Forest. We've played. Who did we play last week?
Palace. We beat
Palace. That's not easy away.
No, but it's not. But like you said, if we want to be... Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying. We haven't started off slow, I wouldn't say.
When they're Fulham at home,
that's the only result that we should have won and we haven't, I'd say.
And then, like I mentioned earlier, Fulham are a good side. Do you know what I mean? This is it. This is where... But for people spending as much money as Arsenal are, and these teams that are, Chelsea, you have to be up there. You have to... I don't care if City are so good. If you're spending that money... And people are valid, like he's worth that. You have to be up there.
Yeah, but I know we spoke about it a lot earlier. But we spent all that money on Partey. That's a dream. Partey, Rice. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen that yet because he keeps playing him right back. Havertz obviously hasn't hit the ground running, but I don't think any of us expected him to. I mean, I didn't. I didn't rate him at Chelsea. It's another bloody dud that Chelsea sold us by the looks of it at the moment. But hopefully he proves me wrong.
The retirement squad.
Yeah.
That's very young.
So, talking of City then, they obviously beat Sheffield United 2-1, was it?
Yeah, but we realised old Haaland was human for, before he knocked his header in.
Yeah.
But he missed a pen. Missed another good opportunity. And do you know what? Overall, I think Sheffield United held their own.
It's a good result for Sheffield. I know they've lost, and it's a weird thing to say, but 2-1 ain't bad.
2-1 at City. 2-1. I know it's like, exactly like I say. You just come out. You're playing the champions of Europe. Yeah.
Champions of the league, the treble winners.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got good old Rodri.
I love him.
Bangers for
I
fun.
love him.
Bangers and smash, mate. Do you know what I
What
mean?
a goal that was.
Did-
Left
I-
foot. Is he left-footed?
I don't know if it's left or right.
No, he scored it with his left. But
Oh,
I'm
did he?
wondering if that's his weak foot.
I don't know because he did it. I don't know what foot he is. The man could do it with any foot,
Yeah.
can't he? It was it was just one of them. And obviously, like you said, it was. And then you got Sheffield equalised that before his rocket. We shouldn't have mugged him off that Bogle. What a goal that was! It was I know where you're going to go with this. Kyle Walker's right. I don't know, back heel that was just
on the edge of his box on the byline. Why would you do that at 1-0?
Oh, it's just. I think he thinks so. I think if you actually look, if he gets it a bit more powerful, but
If he didn't,
it's just right.
Right.
Exactly that. And then he has a little tantrum. You see what he did to the billboard?
Yeah. Did he get booked for that?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. Yet Trent gets booked for doing what he done. That is a booking for me. What Kyle Walker done. Like, he didn't just kick it; he was kicking it 2 or 3 times as hard as he could. And that's more. I'm guessing they don't like. Why do you think they book players kicking the ball away? Because
it's unsportsmanlike.
It's not good for the kids to see. Like, I think a lot of it as well is it doesn't set a good example for kids watching. But then look at Kyle Walker doing that.
Yeah, but
that's worse.
But what I'm saying, the kicking away is so. I've got the ball.
Gives you time to get back in possession.
Yeah, exactly that. We all know that. We all do it. I've done it hundreds of times. We've lofted it across Jackie Baker's. You know what I mean? Probably not very far.
But anyway, a lot happened after he done that back heel, and it was a good finish in the end, really. But yeah, then obviously Rodri went on and scored that absolute.
But they didn't dominate. Like, I know they was good, but Sheffield they did all right. That was it, and that's over the weekend.
I don't know if you say about dominate. I've got the stats up here. You're saying City didn't dominate.
Right.
Do you want to hear the stats?
Go on. Don't do this to me. I might be allowed on again.
I mean, whoever done the possession, their maths isn't right because it says City had 80, but Sheffield United had 21.
Quick math.
101% somehow. That's on Sky Sports. Total shots. Sheffield United had 6. How many do you think City had?
34.
30.
No,
but only 9 on target.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. They defensively solid. Yes, they dominated. But do you know when we played Palace the other day? We can have. This is what I said the other day. Fulham 90% possession in the first 20 minutes doesn't matter. If you're not scoring them clear cut chances and then they're defensively solid, it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
you can get that counter attack. You can look at. You've got these players now. Like, what is it? And you've got these, and who else? You've got hundreds of players who are so pacey, who are so devastating.
Yeah. And
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, right. I think that's catching a lot of teams out at the moment, actually, counter-attacks.
Well, that's what you've got to do against these big teams. That is your break. You've got to go. Because there's always a weak link in football. There's not a weak link, but there's going to be someone a little less slower, and they know whether to go left or right. Same as keeper doing their research and penalties. Do you know what I mean? They don't do this for no reason. And that was another thing we didn't mention earlier. Who played well was James Trafford. He was good.
Yeah,
he was good. I liked him against Villa. Unfortunate result, but he made some quality saves again. Like. People don't give credit to the old keepers as much as what they do. And I think overall the weekend, one of my favourite games was obviously Everton and
Wolves.
Yeah, keepers it's good. They're standout players. It was good.
Yeah. So that's this week's results. Now we're on to just general talking points. Cucurella is wanted by United. Chelsea's left back. They've not long had him from Brighton, have they?
Yes.
That's a weird one for me because he's not long been at Chelsea.
It's financial fair play.
Is that why?
It must be. It's always down to you. Spend that much money, you got to offload something.
They've not long had him at all. And I rate him. I've actually got him on my dream team, but I've used transfers, so I can't get him out because he's not playing.
But Chilwell's better, isn't
he? Yeah, he probably is. Yeah.
And you don't know what they've got in the youth team. They've got to offload the wages. They have to be like someone said. If you spend this money, you've got 7 years of great. If you do not get Champions League football, they are fucked.
Yeah.
With capital F.
And they're going to be being watched now by financial fair play because a lot of people are kicking up a fuss. They're going to be watched. They need to be careful, I think.
I don't really know the ins and outs of it, and I won't bullshit. But as we go, obviously there's people that know more about it. But I'm just saying, yeah, they're spending all this money. You can't keep on buying without getting rid.
No,
Like that. And Cucurella, is he that good? Not really. Not really. Is he?
He was quality at Brighton.
Yeah, at Brighton.
So good,
I'm not disrespecting Brighton either by any means because they're producing all these players. And like, what do they spend? Like 6 million. They've sold players for 300 million or like their profits. Fantastic business for them. But all I'm saying is they're just slapping these price tags onto Premier League teams who want their little players who are one season wonders. They haven't proven themselves in the Prem for 3 or 4 years. You're buying left backs for silly money. You're buying Casaido for 115 million after one season. You're not buying a Wayne Rooney.
No.
You're not getting a Lionel Messi.
No.
And you're spending mad money.
Going back to Brighton, what you just said, like someone, Ollie Rose, basically said, are Brighton getting lucky with who they've signed or is it top scouting?
Or is it the managers making the players look good? Do you know what I mean? Zerbi.
Yeah, but
Potter with them, structural, getting good results with big teams, staying high up in the Premier League. So therefore, you're proving yourself and you're warranting yourself the money for these players. And if they're nipping 1 or 2 players of the best who stand out for them, to say they had a good game against the top 6, but you know, it's good because as a left back or right back or a centre defence mid, and you have a really good game against the top 6 side, it's gonna do you the world of favours.
Yeah.
But are you validating that money? No. I said, like, I struggle to. What does me in with these centre mids at the moment? People say CDM's like Rice, 105 mil. I'll probably pay, I'm not even knocking him, 70 mil. Like, I think you should be paying. No, I know. Yeah, I'm just saying strikers should be up more because they goals win games, mate. Football's about goals.
Goals win you games, but defenders win you leagues, don't they? I don't know. I think he's worth 100 mil in today's market.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because teams have overpriced players in the past, and it brings the gauge up, doesn't it?
Well, Enzo started it.
Yeah, there you go.
Enzo started it, and look at him.
What messed football up? The original transfer that messed everything up was Neymar from Barca to PSG.
Was that 100?
It was just ridiculous. That is when football transfers went silly with money. You'll see that's when it spiked.
And do you not find this funny that it's always these American owners that are doing this big dodgy business? The Glaziers, you got Todd Bowley. I just think you got Arsenal. They're spending money selling. I don't know. I just think I'm not saying. I just think it's a bit fucking far fetched.
Talking of Chelsea, Smith Rowe want Chelsea. No, sorry, Chelsea wants Smith Rowe.
I'll be fucking fuming. You know. Like, he is like he's got the number 10. I think he's got the potential to wear it 100%. If he went there.
How would you feel watching Arsenal versus Chelsea? Smith Rowe's on the pitch in a Chelsea shirt.
Won't be watching it. Not doing it to myself after I've fucking blasted all these boys for years. I have stuck by it, but no, it's not that. It's the decision to play him. I think he's amazing. I actually do. I just think he's a wizard. I think he's a little maestro. He could sit perfectly. Like he can learn loads of things off Odegaard. You think he got taught the best? Yeah. Right, and they've let him go for. Like you think? See, there's my point. Sorry, going back. 105 million for Declan Rice. How much did he pay for Odegaard 2 years ago?
30 million, 35.
There you go. Who's technically better?
Odegaard, they're totally different players, but they're both so very good.
Yeah.
And Declan Rice is English.
Who would have more of an impact on the game?
At the attacking end of the pitch, Odegaard, but at the defensive end of the pitch, Declan Rice would.
Yeah, but they're both in the midfield. I don't care if it's centre, they're next to each other. Yeah, they do.
Odegaard is a steal. Absolute steal. People don't realise how...
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just think it's just got a little bit nuts.
Yeah, no, it has, definitely. The Man City fan, I don't know if you saw it, celebrated with Haaland.
I don't watch boxing, but I know he's a world champion.
He is. He's what is he? Former boxing world champion, Terry Flanagan. Apparently. Do you think he'll get a staging ban now, isn't he? That's it, done, isn't it? That's what I was going to say. How do you feel about that? Do you think they should get staging bans?
You know me, I'll do it myself. With my pants down.
Right, going on to the Spanish FA Yeah, you stick your tongue out. The Spanish FA have activated a sexual violence protocol after Luis Rubiales was suspended for kissing Spanish women's football player at the World Cup final. Now, we all saw it. He definitely just kisses her on the lips. He come out and said it was consensual. He said to her, "Can I give you a peck?" She said yes, he'd done it. She has now come out in a statement and said it was against her will.
Oh, right.
So one of them's lying.
I didn't know that bit, but because I said earlier, for kiss to kiss, I didn't know. I said, is he with her?
No, I mean? Definitely not.
Oh,
They're
not
not.
with her?
No.
Oh, he just took his chances.
Yes,
didn't he?
he's definitely not with her. No,
he's a fucking wrong one, isn't he? He's in the Mason Greenwood bracket. Do
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying obviously it's very different things, but
Very different.
yeah. But all I'm saying is like, you know, a wrong one's a wrong one. But
Dean Henderson might be going to Palace. Goalkeeper from United, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and another one that's. Do you know it's a shame, isn't it, when these good players they get a great career,
Go to a big club and they just
yeah,
drop away, don't they?
and who was it? You'll know better than me. Who did Chelsea sign for Arsenal? Young player Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Ruined it.
Mm.
This is what I'm saying about like
But then is that the agent being greedy, thinking, "Oh, Chelsea coming, you're going, mate.
Yeah,
You've got no choice."
Yeah, bad. You know, like they said to Saka. Saka was meant to go, wouldn't they? But he said, like, "Oh no, you know, like it's good to be here." But yeah, it is. But then I suppose that's it, isn't it? But we don't know.
No, we don't. We only know what we see, and even
But
that can't.
and then at the end of the day, yeah, they do still get ruined.
Yeah,
like that's the main topic of the point. It's not what we do know, but what we're seeing is young players going to these big clubs, being tucked away.
Mm.
But do you know what I sometimes think? I think it's tactical. You imagine like your opposition he's gonna get his next best thing, yeah?
I will take him, and
you take him
so they can't have him.
Yeah,
Literally, just so they can't have him. Yeah.
Fuck him,
Mm.
because they're worth more than the club. No one's bigger than the club. We all know this.
Have you got any more points you want to talk about before I finish on just a little another Arsenal stat? So since the beginning of last season, we've only kept 4 clean sheets in 21 games.
But
4 clean sheets in 21 games. How does that work out?
4 clean sheets in 21 games.
Yeah, if it's across the season, hang on.
Not this season.
That's what I read. Since the beginning of last season, Arsenal have only kept 4 clean sheets.
Yeah. So 21 games since then. Oh, across 21 games.
Yeah. Where have I read that? Let me get this up. Hang on.
You didn't read them off my notes, did you?
No.
No, I'm going to say you can't read them.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get this up. I want to read this. You can edit the pause.
That's alright. No, keep it going. We laugh at you more.
Where can I find it?
How quick were you if you're on it?
Can you wait a minute? Because then we'll just stop completely.
That's fine. What, can you literally just switch it quick? That's pretty good.
Past footage. Where are we? Spain, Spain. Here we go. Since the start of last season, Mikel Arteta's side have kept just 4 clean sheets from 21 Premier League matches.
In 21?
Yeah. But we've played more than 21 though. Like, I don't understand that.
I think just drop it out.
Yeah, I will be.
Don't make sense.
No.
I can't make sense of it. I'm not trying to be yours. Well confusing.
Oh, at home turf.
There you go.
So Arsenal have only kept 4 clean sheets at home since the beginning of last season. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, but I like the sort of Klopp, Arteta. You score 3, I score 4. Like I said, I referred to earlier, goals win games.
Yeah.
You say about this, like, football's football. Like, who wants to watch a game where you, like, let's say, for example, Tottenham, Mourinho's Tottenham. Are you winning 1-0, isn't it? No one wants to fucking.
Crap. That was
no one
crap,
wants to
wasn't
watch it.
No
No one wants to watch it. It's boring.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it. I don't mind seeing goals. It's not a problem. Go and score like Fulham the other day. Come out and have it. Go 2-0 down.
Yeah.
Go and score 4 more. Because you easily could have.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Dizzy.
Nice one, mate.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.